fries that we got
Good,
there.
yeah, let's make some more. Got about 10,000 people out there. That's a big crowd, huh? I love McDonald's. I love jobs. I like to see good jobs. And I think it's inappropriate when somebody puts down all over the place that she worked at McDonald's. It was a big part of her resume that she worked at McDonald's, how tough a job it was. She specifically worked at the French fry, where they make the French fries, and she talked about the heat. It was so tough. She never worked at McDonald's. McDonald's just confirmed that again, by the way. She never worked at McDonald's. In other words, she's lying, Kamala.
Okay, the problem with that is, okay, I guess it's working. Is it working over there? Okay, so, all right, well, is that gonna, I guess it's working. Okay, well, we're recording here, so, okay. Well, howdy there, pipe pals and gals. Holy smoking pipe padres coming back at you one more time. Excuse me. Smoking my Dunhill Church Warden. Haven't smoked that in quite a while. And got a couple of video angles going again. Got the one over there on my little, I haven't used that little, what do you, that's, I just call it a gizmo. the gizmo that goes back and forth. Little pan, I think it's a little automatic panning gizmo on a tripod over there, and then my regular video and audio setup here with the Shure Super 55 mic right here, and right here at my elbow I got some Scottish coffee here. Great, lads and lassies. It's a little bit of autumnal coffee, to be sure. To be sure. Okay. All right, well. So, I'm here tonight just to make a video. And just trying out different things as I am wont to do on my video channel. So, it is October 21st, I believe. October 21st, in the year of our Lord, 2024. And that's good. Again, I'm smoking some Autumn Breeze. I think I said that already. I think I did. Maybe, maybe not. Autumn Breeze over there. Okay. And getting the old Scottish Highland coffee there, you know, there you go. Okay. So I'm back again. I know that over the years I've done a little Halloween special, and I am trying to think about that sort of thing, but I've got some other things that are going on, things that are kind of brewing, if you will. So I'm going to try my best to make another little Halloween-y special, but I just don't know. I can't promise anything at this point in time. I just, I'm just kind of oh, what did I hear? Hold on a second. This little, okay, wait, okay, good. Oh, it does want to, don't want it to fall off the little stand here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's see, is that that's the phone right there. Yeah, okay. So the little stand was kind of cattywampus. Okay. Alrighty. Gotta say that is pretty good. So how y'all doing? How y'all doing? I just think I wanted to make a video because, I just had a lot of ideas. Let's see, want to say a special thank you to one of the guys that likes to comment on both videos. Just say JB, I think you know who you are, and sent me some interesting plugins. And I love my plugins. I love plugins probably more than Donald Trump loves McDonald's. Yeah. And it's a different company that I subscribe to. And it must have been a very generous gift because there's just a plethora. I mean, thousands of these plugins, and I haven't tried haven't had a real big chance to play with a lot of them. Put one title on my last video on my other channel. Had a nice, fun video title effect, and I noticed that they've got some other kind of like LUTs, lookup table, film LUTs that you can make your videos look different, by just putting on a LUT. Do color grading, and then you maybe make it look like a certain movie, maybe like Band of Brothers or Avengers or Superman or Batman or whatever kind of favorite movie you have. 300, maybe you could make it look like 300. I don't know, but I haven't had a chance to really look at all the downloads, and looks like it's again quite a extensive plug-in suite. So normally a lot of these things that I get are specialized, and I use them from time to time, but unfortunately there is a learning curve on some of them, and some of them I just I think about them and I go, wow, that's a great idea, or but then I don't want to say I lose interest. I just get overwhelmed with other things, and unfortunately I think that's the problem about getting older, is that you just kind of boy, it feels like you can't have the same mental capacity to be multitasking all the time. Excuse me. So anyway, but I'm thankful. So JB, thank you for your kindness. Okay. So I just wanted to kind of get on here and have a little bit of fun. I've been wanting to play with this automated track dolly for, I think I played with it a couple years ago, and then I put it in the drawer, and I thought the other day, I said, I might want to try and play with that again, and kind of, I have the new iPhone 16 Pro Max, and I have the 15 from last year, and kind of just see how the video quality kind of meshes. Hopefully it has the same color tone for the most part. I think I'm looking at both of them now, and they're about the same. So it's interesting, get a different view and a different angle and everything, so why not? But anyway, so as we all know, we are in an election year. We all know that. And everyone knows, probably, that watches my videos knows where I am coming from, and who I'm probably going to support and vote for and everything. And I think the thing that I want to talk about tonight is what President Trump, I guess, did yesterday. And I thought was just... Now, I know some of you hate the man. He's the next incarnation of Hitler and all that stuff. But, I wish that things weren't so acrimonious in our country, you know. But I think the problem is that we have people from radically different viewpoints right now that are, I guess, vying for control. And it's, you know, again, I'm just, sometimes I come up with a loss of words because I feel like in some ways, you know, I'm like a broken record. I kind of say some of the same things over and over again, maybe in different ways, slightly different ways. You know, and to be honest, I wish I could talk about other things, but I try to. I try to talk about other things. But the thing that I wanted to kind of talk about was, let's see, I'm going to try and insert something here before I go on to the other stuff. So this will be like a little insert thing, and I don't know what I'm going to put in here right now, but I'm going to put on a little insert, and then I'll be right back. Okay?
Meine deutsche Jugend, wir können eine Generation vom Muttersöhnchen, was wir benötigen, Knaben und Mädchen, die später einmal starke Männer und tapfere Frauen sein können.
All right. So if it was the insert that I thought I was going to put in there, I want to say that, you know, it was just, this is how I feel about the other candidate right now. You know, they're the ones who are really the Hitler-esque ones, I think, you know, but, you know, what do I know? You know, I'm just a guy with a, you know, a little YouTube channel, and I smoke a pipe, and I have a microphone and a couple of videos, and, you know, then put them together and call it a day. You know, Bob's your uncle, you know. But, you know, the acrimony is really bad, and I'm sad to say, and I mean, today's been one of those days where you kind of get served a little bit of reality, and it's uncomfortable, and you struggle. You know, I know that we all struggle in our different ways. Some of us struggle with maybe our basic health. Some of us struggle with our relationships. Some of us struggle with our jobs. Some of us struggle with a lot of things, maybe all the above, and other multiple choice possibilities. And, you know, sometimes things can just be just draining on you. They wear on you, you know, it's like, and that's why I got to tell you, I know some people, again, hate Donald Trump, and I honestly don't know why. I mean, I can understand some people. I think, and I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be bold, I'm going to say some things that are going to upset some of you, maybe half of you, maybe all of you, I don't know. But I think the problem is that there are people in this country that, gosh, I don't know if I want to use the word evil, but I think that their desires are evil, okay? They desire evil things that are not good. Things like, you know, abortion. Things like, you know, alphabet mafia lifestyles. I'm sorry, but, you know, I think when people are insisting, you know, that the most people are what I would consider myself, just a normal, you know, person that is not inclined to those lifestyles, and the people that are, they're minority. Okay, according to, you know, psychology and sociology, I guess. But, you know, but for people to try to now force all of these things, and then there are three groups of people: the people that love abortion, people that love perverted lifestyles, and then the people that are entitlement types. Those are the three major groups that are going to be voting for Commie Harris, okay? Because she is a communist. She's even said she's a radical. She wants more people to be radical, and radical meaning that she wants to overthrow the current government system that we have, you know, the Constitution essentially. And, basically either nullify or vilify or both or all the above, and basically quote unquote turn the page. That's what I guess that was their main big slogan, is turn the page. But anyway, so there's a lot of acrimony and anger, and people that just they refuse to kind of lighten up a little bit. Now, this is what brings me to what I want to talk about, President Trump today. Now, again, he's been all over the place, and some of it's bad, and some of it's good, and some of it's even just fun. Okay, and I think the going to the McDonald's thing, again, for me, and even though I haven't had a McDonald's probably in almost 5 years, it'll be 5 years at the end of December. I haven't had a Mickey D Big Mac attack in just about 5 years. So kind of, somewhat, okay, that's okay, but yeah, I used to, again, I love McDonald's. Now, again, part of it has to do with my upbringing. McDonald's was something that, I hate to say this, some people will laugh at this, but the kids that were well off, the kids that, come from good homes, their parents would take them to McDonald's. I had to wait until after I got out of the Marine Corps to have my first McDonald's. I was 17 years old probably when I had my first McDonald's, okay? And like President Trump, I loved the food. Now, again, I wouldn't call it food now, and in fact, I think Robert F. Kennedy Jr. probably is like, just absolutely, rolling his eyes like, oh my gosh, but again, that's part of who President Trump is. And he's always loved his McDonald's, his Big Macs, his Quarter Pounders, his Diet Coke and fries. And yeah, am I saying that that's a great food to eat? And of course, I don't, like I said, I haven't had a Mickey D meal in almost 5 years. Okay, but I had a lot of fun just watching him interact with the people at the McDonald's store that he was at, and was it Butler, Pennsylvania, or someplace like that. But just, being a regular kind of he was being Donald Trump with regular people. And I have to say, it just brought a smile to my face. I don't know if it, kind of touched into that inner child that I had, I actually I didn't work at a McDonald's. I worked at a Jack in the Box, but I did the fryer. That was my job. I was the fryer guy. In Jack in the Box, you did the fries, you did the onion rings, and you did the super tacos and the regular tacos. Okay, been there, done that. As I was making my way through college, so I can honestly tell you that I was a Jack in the Box employee. It wasn't a McDonald's, but Jack in the Box. We kind of used to think of ourselves a little bit a cut above. Well, we're Jack in the Box. Oh, boy, that food, I tell you, it is, I think, on a serious note, I think that they really do put addictive chemicals in that food. I honestly believe that, just like they did with the cigarettes. That's why I think it's interesting that people that kind of smoke pipes and even cigars don't seem to have that addiction. I mean, if you came from cigarettes to pipes, like old Pipe Pops, I think he was, in his last few years, he was trying to kick the cigarette habit. And but the thing is that, but most of the chemicals, and I think there's even some documentation that shows that, yeah, they have the food industry, the big food corporations have actually, I think they call it the bliss point, trying to make their food so tasty and addictive that you got to have it. Is that light on out there? Anyway, that's not a bear out there, is it? We've had lots of bears. There was a bear yesterday. Right outside the house. I mean, the church here yesterday. I mean, I actually walked up. I didn't touch the bear, pet the bear, but I mean, if it had charged me, I probably would have been a bear Mac meal, I don't know why I wanted to get close to the bear, but I did. My friend said, "Get away! Go back in the house. That bear's right across the street." And it was. I wish I had my phone. I could have showed you how close I was. But I wasn't really afraid. I think most of the bears here don't want to eat people. They like sweet things. They love apples and, honey and ice cream, cookies, So an old rubbery guy like me, I don't think it's going to be really a desirable meal for a bear. It's like, oh, that he's all stringy and, probably all stale and everything. But there we go. So, but just seeing President Trump, doing the fryer and talking to people and, and buying their meals and, and just having an interaction with them and just being a guy, was kind of fun. I just thought it was, it was like in politics in the old days, back hundreds of years ago, back when I was a boy, it was handshaking and kissing babies, that was just part of it. And so he kind of returns to form in that way, just making things a little more social and, Cracker Barrel kind of stuff, and it's just kind of like, okay, hey, great. I just thought it was fun. And a lot of other people thought it was fun too. But the people that didn't think it was fun, they're just losing it, But I was thinking about this as I was getting ready to make this video tonight, and I thought, there's a lot of iconic imagery surrounding President Trump now. The assassination attempts. Two of them now. Who knows? Maybe three. Somebody said there was a third attempt, but I don't know that much about that one. Maybe it's an alleged attempt, maybe a supposed attempt, but two for sure. And then of course the eating the dogs, the eating the cats, eating the dogs, eating the cats. I loved that one. That was a lot of fun. The Al Smith dinner was okay. He was yucking it up and kind of making fun of Kamala at the same time and having a good time. And now this McDonald's thing. I mean, golly, look at all of whether you like the man or not, it kind of comes across as fun, lighthearted, and entertaining and thought-provoking at the same time, okay? And it just seems interesting that he does seem to be leading in the polls. Now some people say, well, it's only by a narrow margin. Well, okay, but he's still leading in the polls. And he looks like he's doing, a lot of black young men are like, they're on the Trump train, whether you like it or not. So, but the thing is that I think maybe the problem is this, is that, people, hurl insults. He's the incarnation of Hitler, and, he's I don't know if they made him the Antichrist, although I think Kamala Harris doesn't care about that, because if you're a Christian, you're in the wrong rally. You need to be the little one down the street, she says. You're in the wrong rally. You're in the wrong place. If you're a Christian and you want to say that, Jesus is Lord, nope, not going to have that in my rally. Absolutely not. So anyway, I just think that, I don't know. I'm just kind of wondering if maybe this kind of nonchalant, kind of fun idea of just politicking and campaigning might just be the way that he gets back into office. I'm just saying. Because, Kamala is just going really...
Meine deutsche Jugend, wir können eine Generation vom Muttersöhnchen, was wir benötigen, Knaben und Mädchen, die später einmal starke Männer und tapfere Frauen sein können.
Great guns, screaming and yelling now. And I'm just thinking, well, I don't know if that's really... You sound desperate, very desperate and you're very angry, and you're not really bringing anything of substance. You're just attacking somebody's persona, really. So I don't think that that's winning friends and influencing people in the long run. Again, the people that will vote for her are people who, again, they believe in the evil of abortion, they believe in perverted lifestyles, and they believe the government should basically take care of them from cradle to grave. Okay, the entitlement types. Not to be confused, not to slight those people, not to say that they're insignificant. No, they're very vocal. There's no doubt about that, and I think most of them. Well, somebody said that a lot of the people on the left, they just get angry and they just they spew a lot of vitriol, but they really don't go out and vote that well. They're not a really big voting bloc. The voting bloc that I'm mostly concerned about are the illegals, who yes voted in the last election and they stuffed the ballots full of lots of different fake ballots, people that were fraudulently voting, and they got those votes counted, and that's how they stole the last election. So we'll just have to wait and see what November 5th brings, other than Guy Fawkes Day. Remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot. I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Yeah. But, so time will tell. But I'm just kind of thinking out loud, not making any prognostications here, that maybe this lighthearted, kind of got your hand on the wheel. You're just you're not trying to manhandle anything. You're just got a light touch on the old wheel there, and you're just going down the road, the old campaign road. Who knows? That just might, again, help him get in the White House again, because people are getting tired of all of the real hateful stuff, all the revolutionary type stuff. People really do want to see an end to the inflation, an end to high gas prices. People just want to see a return to the middle class. And there are a lot of people who, unfortunately, they are what I call entitlement types, and they basically depend upon the government for everything, hand to mouth, cradle to grave. And yeah, those are the people that are kind of beholden to the Bidens and the Harrises and all those kinds of types of folks, because that's how they live. Most of them. Now, I'm not saying that welfare and Medicaid or Medi-Cal or whatever it is. Hey, look, when I was a little kid, we lived on, we lived on welfare. Unfortunately, it was a very kind of an embarrassing thing. My mom did the best she could, but because my dad left us at 4, but eventually she got off of it. I think her self-esteem was like, hey, I can't just sit around on my behind and just collect a check from the government, And I noticed, my sister kind of fell in the same trap, unfortunately, Instead of getting out and getting into the work world, a lot of people just. On one hand, yeah, I can understand when people are in need. I understand that. But at the same time, if all you're doing is expecting the government to give you a livelihood, it's not a very good way to live. I had one person today who was like, well, you have a bad job. Obviously, you need to go get a better job. I felt like saying, well, at least I have one, They couldn't even put 2 words together. I had to figure out what they were trying to say, and I said, write me when you learn how, because I got really tired of their trash talk. It's like, But again, it's all based upon anger and hatred and vitriol and animus against Donald Trump, Take it, like him or love him, the thing is that, tell us what, he did wrong or whatever, all these literally, pun intended, trumped up charges that, he did get a conviction on. but 90% of them they weren't even real crimes. They weren't even barely misdemeanors. And yet, again, those who, are the ones who abuse the power, they keep talking about, well, Donald Trump's going to imprison his political enemies. Well, that's what they've done to him. Oh, come on. Talk about projection. The kettle calling the pot black. So anyway, all I wanted to do tonight is just say, it is kind of, I think it's interesting that with the exception of the assassination attempt, most of these images that you see of Trump are just fun. They're memes, some of them. They're poking fun at other people. They're even poking fun at him a little bit, because he doesn't take himself, I don't think, as seriously as everybody thinks that he does. Again, I don't know the man. I'll never meet him, but at the same time, over the 10 years that I've been in this, this particular political chapter of our country and in my own personal life, I've grown to, enjoy his persona and his campaign style, if you will. And he is, I think he's become, whether you like him or not, he has become a guy that can laugh at himself, and as well as also, giving it back to his political adversaries at the same time. I just think that kind of is it seems like it's a winning hand right now. And I don't know if the other people kind of are picking up on that. I think they're desperate. I think they're panicking. I think it seems like that. Again, I could be wrong, but they're just mad and angry every time Trump does some kind of little fun thing. They just don't know. They're like, well, this doesn't make any sense. Why is he doing this? He's trolling people. I think that's the thing that a lot of us like about him, is he's not afraid to troll the people that are, taking themselves all so seriously, Now, I'm not saying, the presidency is a joke, but let's be honest. What have we seen in the last 4 years? We kind of knew going in that old Uncle Joe, Creepy Joe, was pretty much on his last legs mentally. He was already starting to suffer, dementia and some mental decline there. We could all see it, but oh no, he's sharp as a tack. Oh man, he's really on his game, I mean, come on. We knew that 4 years ago, and people, they lied to us, Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's rain. That's what they were doing. And so, again, and I actually, believe it or not, kind of felt sorry for the guy, because I felt that it was kind of like elder abuse, but anyway, I mean, facts being aside, some people just don't want to give Donald Trump the time of day, and they don't want to, for some reason, they just have a real hatred for the man. And it's like, if you can't tell me what it is that you're really angry at, okay? I mean, something that is real substantial, factual, let's say he did this or that. And, like, let's say he did an Enron thing where he stole millions, billions of dollars and left people out to, like stole their savings accounts, that kind of a thing, and was trying to get away with that. Yeah, that's totally wrong, but the guy didn't do that. He hasn't, don't know if he's actually, was a mass murderer or anything like that. In fact, I think he's, probably at least during his first 4 years, there was no new wars going on, Did he do everything right? Well, he tried. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the COVID lockdowns and the COVID. Of course, he kind of inherited that the last month that he was there. And, he's dealing with a pandemic of a nationwide, well, not just nationwide, our nation, but the world. And so he's trying to figure out a solution at the same time, and at the same time he's doing the transfer with Biden and all those people. So again, when you're going through a crisis, you sometimes don't do the right thing. You might have the right intention, but you don't. It doesn't. Later on, you realize that wasn't the right thing to do. It's like that's why some people today they come across an automobile accident. The person might unfortunately perish in the car because people are afraid that if I try to get the guy or gal out of there and I injure them further, I'm going to be liable. I'm going to be sued. And I don't know if this has happened, but I guess it has. But maybe a person gets in an automobile wreck and some people see it and they think, well, let's go get that person out of there. And they go, wait a minute, if they have a spinal injury or they got a broken leg or hip, and they say, well, let's wait till the medical people come, and then all of a sudden the car bursts into flame, and now it's too late, So, but they were hesitant because they wanted to do the right thing, but at the same time they said, if I do that, I'm going to be liable. I could get myself into a horrible legal thing, and it would ruin me, bankrupt me. So I don't know what else I can do. So anyway, but anyway, I guess that's maybe why I got on here tonight. Just wanted to say that I think it was just kind of fun to see President Trump at McDonald's. I don't know what it was. It was funny, lighthearted. It wasn't really mean spirited or anything. I mean, yeah, he was having a go at Kamala, saying, well, I've worked longer at McDonald's than you have, because she says apparently she worked at McDonald's. She keeps saying that she's part of the middle class. I grew up in the middle class. Well, actually, she really didn't. She grew up in Montreal, Canada, in a very affluential, social society. She wasn't, maybe she did. I don't know. But the problem is that she can't prove it. And a lot of it seems like she's just making it up, to sound good. And so, Trump's not afraid to call you out. That's the thing. If he thinks you're speaking poo-poo, I think he's going to call you on it. And if you don't have the cards, he's going to call your bluff. And so, and maybe, and who knows, maybe, we'll find some stub, some McDonald's check stub from 40 years ago. I mean, she just turned 60, and Trump even said, happy birthday, Kamala. I'll buy you some fries or a burger or something, I mean, that was nice. Kamala would have said, well, I hope you die of cancer and you rot to death in hell, I mean, compare the two, that's what they're saying. Oh, and again, here she is again, doing her, I mean, I don't know, she sounds more like Hitler than Trump does. Anyway, so, I tell you, I hope things don't get really ugly. I mean, the potential for, political unrest. Again, if the Kamala people manage to pull off another rigged election, I think there's going to be a lot of acrimony, to be sure. But our people don't go out into the streets and burn cities down the way the left does. Looking at you, BLM people. Looking at you people that got all mad at poor old Kyle Rittenhouse, so, George Floyd and all that stuff, you go out in the streets and you decide you're going to burn your cities down, I don't understand that. I think it's just an excuse for people to loot and steal and, again, take advantage of the chaos. And that's not a good thing. That's a bad thing. So, testing 1 2 3. Don't know why I got a hum there. I guess I could take that out. Hold on a second. Testing. Okay. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's about it. So, so what do you guys think? You know, were you kind of, you know, was it, were you a little entertained? Were you, you know, kind of did it bring a smile to your face? You know, the Kamala Harris, you know, campaign says that they were the campaign of joy. Well, they don't sound very joyful now. I don't know. I will say this. I will be, on one hand, grateful when it's all over. You know, may not like the results. You may not like the results. We may not all like the results. I don't know. But I think it's, I really am tired of people just being, you know, hateful, you know. And, I was watching this one guy, I think his name is Warren Smith. He's a young guy, young professor. He kind of came to notoriety on talking about how you logically break down an argument, you know, and kind of went viral. And he's in North Carolina. And anyway, long story short, one of his family members, he actually read this. I was kind of surprised. I was like, wow, it's pretty courageous. That's pretty transparent. But apparently a family member really just denounced him, you know, like, how dare you say these things, you know, and our family should be ashamed of you and that type of stuff, because he's not saying the right politically correct approved narrative. You know, that's I think that's part of the problem, is that there's only one official narrative that you can espouse, and if you deviate from that, you are the enemy. You're an enemy of the state, you know, and that's pretty bad, because, you know, when you stop and think about, you know, the history of our country, it was basically, it's predicated upon, you know, freedom of speech. First of all, the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, in that order. And if you're extinguishing life in the very beginning stages of it, you're going against the you know, at least the Bill of Rights on that one. So, you know, that's the preeminent, that's the necessary antecedent for all the other rights. Gotta have life. But if you're saying that some people are worthy of life and others aren't, I always like to make the argument that, you know, a lot of people on the left would say things like, well, bullying is bad. And I go, why is bullying bad? Well, because it's a bigger person beating up on a smaller person, a stronger person beating up on a weaker person. You know, I go, that sure sounds an awful lot like abortion to me. A big person decides that this little person doesn't have a right to life. So I'm going to, because I'm bigger and I have more power, I'm going to destroy you, which is what they do. That's what it is. Abortion is the ultimate form of bullying. So, anyway. So I'm hoping that, you know, I guess, you know, like I said, you know, the people that I think are really up in arms, and the people that are, you know, having a lot of this vitriol and they're angry at Trump, are the evil, rad feminists who, you know, celebrate killing innocent life. People who, unfortunately, want to celebrate perverted lifestyles. Entitlement types who need the government to take care of them from cradle to grave, and the just good old-fashioned anarchists, you know, people that just hate this country and want to just destroy it because they want, that's all they can do. They can't create anything positive. They have to destroy. So four groups of people, and I know they're forces to be reckoned with. They're not to be trifled with. I will say that. They're, you know, don't take them for granted. Don't underestimate them. But again, you know, if the country, the system of government we have, it's not perfect, but it so far has been the best, I think, system of government, except when it becomes corrupt. And I think it's, you know, we're seeing the tyranny of the majority is seeming to kind of rear its ugly head. So that's why we need to really get back to fair elections, honest elections. We need to stop using the judicial system to beat up political opponents that you don't like and attack people that you don't like. You know, I remember growing up when I was a kid, and the FBI was like, wow, that would be one of the best jobs that you could aspire to be an FBI agent. You know, Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. and all those people. They were out there, fighting for truth, justice, the American way. Beating, beating the bad guys, taking down the criminals, that type of thing. But now it's just become just a political sideshow. You're just it's wrong. So anyway, I'm hoping that that November the 5th will be will have a positive outcome, and maybe our country can stop hating itself, stop trying to destroy itself, and have people that bitterly disagree to try to literally kind of see what they have in common, instead of like, well, you're on that side, you're that camp, I hate you, and just attack people, and not even try and literally reach across and say, let's put the vitriol aside for a little bit, and let's just try and talk to each other. Let's dialogue. Let's really try to. But I just don't think some people on the left really want to do that. They believe that they're right and everybody else is wrong, and if you don't subscribe to their narrative, then to hell with you, And if we can put you in a gulag after November 5th, well then, maybe we'll see each other in the gulag. I don't know. Okay, well, I think I've rambled on long enough here. Thanks for giving me a little bit of a time to, say hi to you and share with you some of my thoughts and feelings. So we will see you, hopefully, on a Halloween special in a few days. Okay, thanks for watching. And again, like I like to always say, light up your world, light up your pipe. Great lads and lassies. We'll see you next time.